How many of you are in a situation and you're like, I feel stuck? And you feel stuck because the people you're hanging around with. You feel stuck because you see yourself bigger than what you actually are. You feel stuck because the person inside of you can't prosper where you are. Sometimes in order to get your goal done, in order to achieve new levels, you have to get up and go. You have to be willing to start over. You have to be willing to reinvent yourself. And that's really what moving to Atlanta gave me. It gave me a fresh start. Hey, y'all, it's your girl K650 Credit, and we are back with another amazing episode, Elevate with K. And we are talking about how I decided to uproot my life to Atlanta, Georgia. So tell a friend to tell a friend, like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So in 30 days, I decided I'm moving to Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I know you guys are like, why the heck did you just decide you're up and leaving? Well, I'm from a small town in Stamford, Connecticut, where I felt like I was literally stuck. You ever feel like you're stuck? You ever feel like when you look around you, nobody is doing anything you want to do and you have nobody to relate to? Well, that was me. I literally felt like the environment that I was in was no longer serving me, and I felt myself really essentially in a depression. I was depressed. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like nobody understood me. I felt like my goals and dreams were bigger than my town. And I felt like the only way that I can really truly make a difference is if I move. Not because moving was going to help me run away, but I felt like moving was going to put me in an environment where I could at least have some good soil to plant my seeds. Now this new version I'm about to birth is going to be amazing. And I have people who understand me to be able to uplift me. I have people that I inspire to be like. People that look like me are actually winning. I don't come from that. I come from a place where people that don't look like me are the ones who are winning, and the people that look like me are struggling. Do you know what kind of mind issues that gives somebody when nobody that looks like them besides the people on TV, athletes and ball players, are the only people that have acquired true wealth? So imagine if you put yourself in an environment where everybody that looks like you is getting it. You know how kind of hunger, what kind of dog, what kind of beast that will create? And that's what moving did for me. It birthed something in me that cultivated this like grind, this fire, this desire to say, you know what, they look like me, so I can do literally anything. So I'm telling you, anybody who's watching and is thinking about moving, the first thing you need to understand is you're not going to fail. You're not going to fail. You're actually going to succeed in levels that you never succeeded before if you're willing to work at it. If you decide to put yourself in an environment where people look like you are winning, you have no choice but to win, because now you have something to aspire to be. Moving to Atlanta, Georgia changed my life. Yes, when I moved, it was the scariest thing. I had no real action plan. I had no real what I'm going to do when I get there. But all I knew is I needed a new environment, and I needed fresh air. If you are trying to create something new with people who don't understand the something new, if you are trying to be somebody better with people who don't understand how to be somebody better, if you are trying to explain to family members that this is a multi-million-dollar idea, all I need is a little bit of something, and they're negative, you have to get away from it. You have to get away. You have to surround yourself with people who understand you. The hardest thing to do is try to grow in a cage. The hardest thing to do is try to grow in a cage. Trying to grow in that cage is basically like putting yourself in a damn box. Once you unleash yourself and get yourself out of the box, and maybe that means getting into a new environment, maybe that means getting new friends, maybe that means telling that family member, you know what, I can't talk to you no more. Whatever that looks like for you, once you unleash yourself, I'm telling you, you are literally allowing yourself to birth an animal. When I decided to move to Atlanta, Georgia, I had something to prove to myself. It had nothing to do with nobody else. It had everything to do with myself and telling myself, not only did I decide to give myself a fighting chance and plant my seeds into new soil, I'm going to water them until I start to see them blossom. And that's what I had to prove to myself, that I can do absolutely anything I desire to do. And if it means that I have to relocate myself to do it, then so be it. Imagine what kind of person you'll become if you just say, you know what, I need a fresh start, and that means I have to get away from what I'm used to in order to get that fresh start. It doesn't take a year to plan to move. It doesn't, to me, it took 30 days. It took 30 days to say, you know what, I need something different. And I can tell you that the first time I made 6 figures was because I decided to leave the environment I was currently in, and I decided to go and try something different. And trying something different meant that every day I woke up and I look outside, I see people driving Lamborghinis. I see people driving Bentleys. I see people in mansions, and those people look just like me. Imagine what that does to your subconscious. Imagine what that does to the inner you. You don't get that from home. And if you're not getting it from home, you need to figure something else out. And sometimes that means a new environment. So moving to Atlanta, Georgia not only saved my life, but it saved my business. So if you're somebody that's struggling and don't know where to begin, maybe it's time for a change. I hope this video helped somebody. I want you to like, subscribe, tell a friend, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.